Welcome to PDP, Prime Development Podcast. Become the leader people will follow. Howdy doody. This is your host, Johnny Bravo. And this week on How to Be a Superhero, I wanted to go over the area of mindset slash meditation, whatever you want to call it. But basically, it is a component made for developing you as an individual and just yourself, and so that you are in control of your emotions, which therefore control more of your life. And there's many different ways to go about doing this, but I think to avoid any sort of opinionated areas, that's why I didn't title it as like spiritual and religion, something that everybody could benefit from. We're going to focus more on just one's mindset, and I think that is very important, because essentially how you think about things affects everybody around you, and it affects how good of a day you have, week, month, whatever. And if you are in a bad state of mind, you've always heard the saying, when it rains, it pours. And while people want to believe that that's true, I think that it comes down to more of wherever your focus is. And I believe it's Tony Robbins says, wherever your focus goes, energy flows. And so if something bad happens, say that you, like for example, last year, I got a new vehicle, new to me. It was a used vehicle, but it was something I'd been looking forward to. It was a BMW, and I had it for 5 days, and I was driving it back from work on the interstate, and I T-boned a deer going 80 miles an hour. Immediately I panicked and whatever, pulled over. Fortunately, the way it hit me, it left just a very, very small dent to the point where you can't really see it anyway. I don't know how that happened, but I was very fortunate. Now, something like that could happen, and then all of a sudden, anything else bad that comes up, you're going to be more likely to notice it. I remember that night in particular, and I don't know why, I saw 5 more deer after that on the way home that I almost hit, that were running across the road. I don't know what was going on, but I was picking up on it. And I think that if I would have just calmed my mind and focused more on other things, I may have been in a better position mentally to, kind of let it fall off my shoulders. So, another thing I always remembered as a kid is anytime my parents would get a new vehicle, for some reason, I would see that vehicle everywhere. And I'm sure that happens to everybody else. As soon as you are driving something new or whatever, like, you become more aware of other vehicles like it. And so the same goes with, when they say it rains, it pours. It's like, if you can direct your focus back onto positive things, that will start to fade away. Because the reason that saying is like that is because if something bad happens, and then all of a sudden you're like thinking about this bad situation, and then all of a sudden something else comes up. And then you're like, oh gosh, now this, and you think it starts to pile up, but in reality, it's like that thing probably would have, the next thing would have happened anyway, but you're so focused on the bad things that you're starting to think about it as an accumulation of bad string of life events. And there's the good things too. You just got to redirect your focus to those. And so I guess the first step for somebody as far as getting control of your mindset would be to gain control of your day from the very beginning. Because from the start of the day to the end of the day, you're consciously awake in those hours, your mindset really matters. But how you start your day makes the biggest difference, because if you start your day, they say getting out of the wrong side of the bed, just like with, whatever you notice, whatever you're focusing on, that's where your energy is directed. Start your day well, you're much more likely to compound that and have a better day. So the best tool that I've used so far is in the morning when I wake up. I have my own rule that I don't look at any emails, text messages, any sort of notifications, anything like that for the first hour of my day, at least. And the reason is because if you are in control of your own emotions, your own mood, then you set the tone. The second that you let somebody else do that, I know it's notifications or it's a text from somebody, voicemail, whatever. What's happening is you're allowing yourself to react to that email, to that text message, whatever it is. And they might be positive things, but you don't know that. Say it's, something negative or you don't want to hear, if it's a debt collector, if it's, something about your boss wanting you to work overtime or come in earlier, whatever, and it's something that you don't want to be hearing, that is going to set the tone for your day. You don't want to be in reaction mode. You want to set the tone and be in control of your own thoughts and emotions and how you respond to the day. So the first hour, I do not look at any notifications. You can actually go in your phone, and some people they'll freak out because they look at their phone and they're on the screen. You can actually go into your phone, into your settings, and set it so that any notifications, text, none of that will appear on your screen. You have to physically open your phone, go inside your message app, open that to see them. So I have that set so that I don't get any of those. And that allows me to still be able to open my phone in the morning, because the next part to that is taking control of that first hour is within the first 20 minutes that you're awake, your brain cycles are operating on a whole different level to where you can actually absorb and soak in a lot more information and ingrain it into your subconscious. So what I do is I like to listen to a lot of motivational speakers and other podcasts and stuff to kind of set my mind. It's like a morning meditation ritual. So what I do is I open my phone. It's the second I'm awake. I don't do anything else. I put headphones on, and I pick out some speaker or some positive motivational thing to listen to. It can be whatever you want it to be, if it's prayer, if it's self-affirmations, whatever, but pick something that is going to uplift you and set the tone that you want for the day in those first 20 minutes. And then go ahead and do whatever else you have to do to get ready for the day, but just avoid looking at any outside source that could put you in reaction mode in that first hour, because then you're controlling the start of your day. And if you control the start of your day, you're much more likely to end the day on a good note. And a lot of people at their jobs are around people all day, so they automatically have to be in reaction mode. But if you start the day not in reaction mode and controlling it, I think that you're in a much better place to spread more positivity and stuff to those around you, and when you go to work or whatever the case is. So one other point I wanted to make was, even if it's not looking at notifications and stuff in the morning, make sure you give yourself enough time to set the tone for your day in the morning, because if you're one of those people that wakes up to the alarm and you hit snooze like 10 times, and then all of a sudden you roll out of bed and you have 5 minutes to get your stuff together and get ready for work, and you're trying to remember everything that you wanted to pack, and before you know it, you're in the car on the way to work. You're upset because you're late, so you're upset at everybody that's around you, supposedly slowing you down, or, when they're just going about their normal day. And you're like, oh crap, well, I forgot to pack my lunch. Things happen like that, and then all of a sudden you're not in a good place to go forward with the day. So give yourself enough time to do that. Put yourself in a state where you're not reacting to anything first thing in the morning, and some type of practice that sets a good mood and good tone for you so that you feel good. And I guarantee that little change, if you practice doing that every single day and become a habit, you have no idea the extent that will have on your mental state in the future and bettering you as a person. But also people around you will notice it, and it'll start to spread to them, and it just helps strengthen your circle of people. So practice that, get that down for a week, and make that become a habit. And that is something that I've been doing personally for the last 3-4 years now, every single day, and I don't miss a morning, and it feels really, really good. So get in the habit of doing that. And next week, I believe I will either cover stuff on fashion and just controlling with your appearance, or stuff for building relationships. So take that for now, and I will see you guys next week. See ya.